Some people have criticized Google for choosing the Snapdragon 730G in the Pixel 4a rather than something like the Snapdragon 765G, which you find in the OnePlus Nord. I wonder what they'd make of Oppo's choice for the Reno4 Pro, because that has a Snapdragon 720G. So 720G, 730G, on paper there should be a difference for a Pixel 4a, but is it really like that in real life? Well, let's compare the Reno4 Pro with the Pixel 4a and find out. So we have the Reno4 Pro with the Snapdragon 720G on the left-hand side and the Pixel 4a with the Snapdragon 30G on the right-hand side. Now the Snapdragon 720G is an interesting processor. It uses the same Cortex-A76 cores as the 730G. In fact, there are 2 of them and then 6 Cortex-A55 cores. It's actually clocked at a higher clock frequency, 2.3 gigahertz compared to 2.2 gigahertz. So it's actually clocked higher, but actually is a lower number in the series. Having said that, it's probably got less cache, which means actually it needs less transistors, which means actually it's probably cheaper to make. So let's see what the performance is like for the 720G compared to the 730G. Now already we are seeing a lead by the 730G. It's the first into the 16 thread test, but the 720G is not far behind it. It's also into the 16 thread test. And so this could be a close battle, or maybe the Pixel 4a will just start to pull away ever so slowly as we go through the test, leaving it with a significant victory at the end. We will see, as we are now into the mixed CPU GPU part of the test, and upcoming soon of course is the smoke particle test, as the Pixel 4a is now already into the infinite scrolling list. And as I said that, the Reno4 Pro was also into the infinite scrolling list, so this not too far behind. But there we go, smoke particle test on the right hand side. What's it going to be? What frame rate we're going to see on the right hand side? Now this will be a good measure. 18 frames a second, 17 frames a second. Let's see what the other one, 18 frames a second, 18 stayed at 18. So that's interesting, certainly holding its own there, as the Pixel 4a was the first into the Unity test. That white dot you see on the right hand side is a reflection of a light bulb above when the video was being made. And the Reno4 Pro is also into the Unity test with the same Adreno GPU, the Adreno 618 in both of these. So again, this should be fairly evenly matched. Will the Pixel 4a keep its lead because it basically got into the test first, because it was able to just do the CPU parts a bit better? It's got the end of the Unity test. It's now into the Unreal test, as the Reno4 Pro is now also going into the Unreal test. Both of these now will work their way through this sophisticated scene right to the end of this path, and then we'll see which one is the winner. So at the moment, the Pixel 4a is in the lead. I'm not expecting, but I say that, I'm not expecting the Reno4 Pro to pull anything out of the hat at this point, because they've both got the same Adreno GPU. But what are we going to say? Which one's slowing down first? Which one is actually going to get to the end of the path first? I think, there we go, the Pixel 4a, 2 minutes 38.4, and then followed by the Reno4 Pro, 2 minutes 40.3. Okay, let's break down the scores and see exactly what happened. So as we saw there, a win for the Pixel 4a, 2 minutes 38.4, and then not far behind the Reno4 Pro, 2 minutes 40.3. We look at the CPU, we can see that the Pixel 4a was the stronger of the two, 58.9 versus 1 minute 2.3. However, when we get to the mixed CPU GPU, actually it was the Reno4 Pro that was better, 31.7 versus 32.6, less than 1 second difference. However, a win for the Reno4 Pro. And then again, a win for the Reno4 Pro when we get to the GPU. Again, very slight fraction of a second, 1 minute 6.2 versus 1 minute 6.8. So the Snapdragon 720G looks like an interesting processor that Oppo have chosen for the Reno4 Pro. However, we can't take away from the actual win, which was for the Pixel 4a, 2 minutes 38.4. My name is Gary Sims. This is SpeedTest G. I really hope you enjoyed this look at 2 phones, one with the Snapdragon 720G, one with the Snapdragon 730G. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like these kind of tests, there are certainly more coming, so why not stick around by subscribing to the channel. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.